This is my face during the first 30 minutes or so of the episode. Just... it's happening! This is going to be my recap for Game of Thrones, Season 6, Episode 7, The Broken Man. I can't even begin without saying, the Hound! Ah! He's back! Yay! I was so excited. I literally screamed at my TV. 2 minutes in, I was just like, it's happening! I was so happy. This totally made up for Hodor, which I'm still really sad about, but I mean, the Hound. So, the Hound is back. What does this mean? Like, my first thought was Clegane Bowl! Hype! Get hype! Get hype. But then by the end of the episode, I'm like, really? Maybe not. I don't know. So, okay. Here's my question. Who were those 3 men? Was that the Brave Companions? Which would make sense. But we haven't really heard of them since way back when Jaime lost his hand. So that makes me think it's not them. Also, what makes me think it's not the Brave Companions, who are like the actual bad guys floating around the Riverlands, based in Harrenhal, is that they said something about R'hllor, the Lord of Light. And now I'm like, what? So that was the Brotherhood without banners? They don't go around killing innocent people. That's not their motive. So, what? I don't understand what I saw happening. So who were those men? Was that supposed to be the Brotherhood without banners? Because the only people they're hacking up without mercy or phrase. So I don't really know why that happened, besides the fact that they needed to give the Hound a reason to go all violent man again. So somehow the Hound gets back into the game of violence. What does that mean overall? Who is he going after? Because what my thought was going to happen didn't work out. So what will really happen? I don't know. How is this going to equate to a Clegane Bowl? Because that's what I want to see. But I feel like maybe that's not happening now. I felt like they were building up to show how strong he was, how he's equal to the mountain. I don't know if we're going that direction or not. I really hope so, because I don't think it's going to happen in the books as much as I want it to. So I want it to happen in the show at least. And it would be such an amazing show scene. Okay, so let's move on to the Stark Northern Tour, where things aren't working out as well as they had hoped. And, I mean, it makes sense. You know, you would want everyone to rally to the Starks immediately, but if you think over what's been going on the last few years, it makes sense that everyone's hesitant to jump on the bandwagon, because it's been a mess, and the Boltons are a real threat, and standing up to them, if you're not certain you're going to win, standing up to the Boltons is kind of suicidal. So I get it, but it made me sad all the same to see everyone just dissing Jon and Sansa like that. But I loved Lyanna Mormont. Oh my god, that little girl is so awesome. She's such a badass. I loved that. She was just amazing. And I loved, she's like, 62 men, but they're awesome. And so that was one thing the show got, like, really spot on. That's exactly what I would have expected Lyanna Mormont to behave like, so loved it. They got the Wildling army, and they have a giant, so that's equal to another 100 men at least, right? So that counts for something. I really want to see that giant just swinging Ramsay up against the walls, and, you know, that would be awesome. I want to see the giant in action in the war. That's going to be so epic. So at least they have the Wildlings and the 62 men from Bear Island, and I don't remember who else they said they had. A handful of other small houses with like 100 guys here, 30 guys there. It's not a lot. It's not enough. And Jon's ready to just go in and do it, because waiting is dangerous too. But Sansa's she's too smart for this. She knows what they're up against, and she knows the risk, and she's not willing to throw herself back to that. So at first, when she was writing the letter, I thought she was going to send it to the Kerwins, because she kept bringing them up. But then I was thinking about it, and no, she totally sent a letter to Littlefinger, didn't she? she's asking for those Knights of the Vale to come back, which is smart because she knows she needs them. But I'm also kind of like, oh, she had to go crawling back after that scene. Well, how's that gonna go? I don't know, but obviously he's gonna come because he's Littlefinger and wants to be where Sansa is and help her any way he can. I really do think he meant it when he said he was sorry, that he didn't realize what he was putting her into. So I feel like he's gonna go ahead and throw himself in this. He brought the army. They're not going to turn around and go back to the Vale. So obviously he's been waiting for the right moment. They're now going to have all of the Knights of the Vale, which I don't remember how many that is, but it's definitely enough. And if Brienne is successful and they get the Riverrun army, they're going to be able to take down the Boltons. So let's go to King's Landing, where Marjorie is just putting on this Oscar-worthy performance. And I honestly think she's doesn't quite have the High Sparrow fooled, and I think that was what he was getting at, was you should talk to your grandmother. I don't know, or is he fooled? I don't know. It's so hard to tell what his motives are and what he's playing at. Like, does he know she's playing him? Because, I don't know. It's so hard to tell by his facial expressions and what he's saying, but his warning about Lady Olenna was definitely something that got to her. Love her, like, secret-coded message was just a rose. And that was enough for Lady Olenna to, like, okay, so she's still in this. But Lady Olenna is taken off because I guess she trusts Marjorie is going to take care of Loras. So she's going to just bolt because staying is too much of a risk for her. And honestly, if she gets thrown in the Black Cells, we can assume she's going to die because she's very old, and I don't think she's up for that. So getting out is smart. But I love her conversation with Cersei, because you see Cersei's crazy bleeding out of her, like crazy, crazy eyes. And I was thinking to myself while I was watching that scene, like, how much does she want to punch Lady Olenna right now? How much does she just want to, like, throw wildfire at her or something? Because when Lady Olenna is listing her lack of allies, she's not counting Qyburn and the little birds. And that's a whole lot of crazy right there. And she's also discounting the fact that Cersei's got a shit ton of wildfire all over the place in the city that was planted there by King Aerys way back before the Robert's Rebellion ended that line, but it's still there. And she knows it's still there because she's been keeping track of all the wildfire in the city. So pushing Cersei this far might be fun for Lady Olenna, but it's going to result in a lot of death. And for a little while I was thinking to myself that maybe she was in on something with Tommen. Maybe this was all part of her plan. Maybe Cersei has this motive that she's working towards. But now I'm thinking, nope, Cersei's just all kinds of crazy, and she's going to do something stupid and get everyone killed. I'm leaning towards that now, but I still want to think that maybe she's got a plan that isn't just burn the city to the ground, because that's usually her grand motive. Show them what the Lannisters can do. Burn the city to the ground, you know? Yeah. Let's go to Riverrun, because this was my second favorite scene. Or scenes, because it was a couple. But, oh my god, the phrase, their siege, is hilarious. It made me think of Monty Python. Like, how are these guys still alive in this world? How have they survived? How has the Frey line not died out forever ago because they're so freaking stupid? Like, that was the worst siege ever. And the Blackfish is just like, whatever, you're not actually going to kill him. And Jaime is like, I'm taking this over, but the Blackfish shut him down too. I love the Blackfish. He is such a badass. And that was just him, like, slamming Jaime. Is like, you disappoint me. What the hell? Jaime is like, he doesn't know what to do with that. And honestly, I want Jaime to have his turnaround now. I need that to happen, because Jaime, and I just want him to turn on Cersei, because I want him to realize the crazy there and step away from it, because he doesn't have to be crazy with her. She doesn't have to take them both down. and I really want Book Jamie. And let's take a pit stop in Volantis and check on the Greyjoys, and I don't know where we're going with this. Because I feel like the show messed it up and they're trying to salvage it, and it's just, I don't know. I don't want this to go the way of Dorne, but I also don't know where they're going, because what the hell are they, how are they going to make a pact with Dany? Dany's on a conquer the world mission, and who are the Greyjoys? Some tiny little islands that matter not at all to anything. I don't know what they're going to offer, but, I mean, at least Euron has 1,000 ships. That's useful to Dany, but that doesn't mean she's going to make a pact with him. She's going to still take the ships and then get rid of Euron. I don't know why she would need Yara and Theon. I liked that Theon is maybe slightly coming out of his, brokenness, but I don't think he's ever going to fully recover from that. I love his reaction to when she said, "You've had a few bad years." He's like, "Bad years? Really?" I feel like that's not going anywhere. Or anywhere useful, story-wise. And it's taking away from other things like, what the hell is going on with Arya right now? I almost had a panic attack. I went from grinning ear to ear the whole episode to just like, no. Don't kill Arya. Please don't kill Arya. She's like my favorite character. I love Arya, and I want her to get to Westeros. But I feel like after watching the previews, I'm like, okay, wait. She's not dead yet. I wanted her to find Gendry, because he's got to be in Braavos by now, right? Gendry rode, and he got out of Dragonstone, but he had to end up in Braavos, right? Where else is he going to go? So I kept hoping she was going to spot him in the crowd, but that didn't happen. But how dumb was she to turn around to that old lady? She knows what the faceless men are capable of. She knows they have different faces. Don't trust any person. Ever. Which is sad, but hey. And the waif clearly is not ready to be faceless either, because if the faceless men literally have no motive besides mindless killers who don't have a care about what's happening, she clearly cares. She clearly wants to kill Arya. This is like her mission, her joy is to do this thing, and that tells me that she is just as wrong as Arya is for the faceless men. So what's happening here? Is this going to be like a turnaround moment where it turns out that Jaqen really was testing the waif at the same time as he was testing Arya? I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like Arya isn't actually going to die here. I hope. I think she's going to turn around and kick the waif's ass. We saw some hardcore parkour going on in the previews. So I'm like, okay, she's not dead. She's able to do all of that. So clearly she's not been that injured. Even though the knife was twisted. Oh, that was scary. I was like, just please don't. But I don't think she's going to die. So predictions for the last 3 episodes. I mean, obviously, we're going to see some battles. We're going to see some crazy going down in King's Landing. I've been waiting for the crazy to start. I feel like we're on the verge of that. That's about to go down. So, I mean, she's got to have her trial any time now, right? I just think a lot of crazy in King's Landing. We're going to finally see some battle in the north with whatever army they can muster. We're going to see, I think we're going to see the Greyjoys in Meereen, at least in the next episode, probably, because Yara and Theon are already in Volantis, and so we know they have time travel teleportation stuff devised, at least for Littlefinger, so I think they're going to get there pretty quickly. So I think they're going to be in Meereen in the next episode or 2, and whatever's going to go down with that is going to go down. I'm still waiting to see someone take on the Quentin Martell storyline. Maybe it'll be Yara. I thought for sure it'd be Euron, though. But if the Greyjoys are, if Yara and Theon are already there, then he couldn't have even started out yet if they don't, it's got to take time to build all those ships. I don't know. Brienne is going to be showing up at Riverrun. Brienne at Riverrun talking to Jaime. That's going to be good. I think that's going to be the thing that gets Jaime spinning around the other direction and realizing maybe he's in the wrong place. But I don't know. I think Brienne's going to help him to realize that Cersei's crazy and that she's dragging him into it. So I hope Brienne can talk some sense into Jaime, and I want to know what's going on with the Hound. Like, don't bring that back and not do Clegane Bowl, please. Clegane Bowl. Those are my thoughts on episode 7, The Broken Man. What did you think of the episode? Let's talk in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!